are back. It is Monday night. You are here with us on Last Take, a shot in the dark. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treatum Swell. Hey, there it is. Join with me as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More. Hey, and Mr. Diamond Dirty. Woo! Fellas, what is up? Another week has gone by and we are back here.
Everything up. No, I'm playing. I had a great weekend, man. Did some fundraising stuff. Had a nice turnout at my car show that I was helping with the fundraising. Like I said, just living life, man. Just everything good. So, yeah.
There you go. Mr. D, what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Took the son prom suit shopping. Go buy him some suits for the prom. He's finna get ready to go to the prom. So instead of renting one, we bought two of them for the price of $130. So it came out pretty well. So get ready to go to the prom.
There you go. Look at you, Mr. Deal shopping. Mr. Deal shopping. I see you.
So let me ask you a question about that. The prom suit. I mean, the prom tickets. How much are they?
We didn't have to do the prom tickets by itself. I think we paid $300 for his senior dues, and that covered everything. Now the thing I didn't like, Skip, was we had to pay separately for his cap and gown. You know, usually all this stuff be all together. Now his cap and gown, I think, was like $165, I believe, separately from his senior dues. So I mean,
now let me ask you a question. He gets to keep the cap and gown?
Yeah, that's his stuff. Yeah. I mean, I don't have no more, but I got.
Hold on. Does he keep? I know he gets to keep the cap. Does he get to keep the gown also?
Yeah, I don't know nobody that gets their cap and gown away. I got two. I got my daughters and stepson cap and gown in here. Hell, I didn't move out to grandma's house. I had my cap and gown. You know what I'm saying? That's your shit.
Hey, you do know I used to work at Georgia, but you do know I used to work at Georgia Perimeter College, and when it was time to graduate, those kids were renting those gowns.
Really?
$400+. Yeah, that's why I asked that question. Because damn, if I'm gonna rent one, just give me my shit, let me go home. But anyway, let's keep it moving. My bad, Kevlar.
No, you good. Matter of fact, I was gonna do this after the ad, but I'll do it before. Ladies and gentlemen, he was such a hit last week, so we had to have him back on again. Coach Abe. Hey, sound man, where the claps at? Hey, clap. Coach, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy Monday to y'all, fellas.
Another beautiful
back
Monday.
In here to talk a little trash with us, man. You better be up on your shit.
When am I not? But man, I had a good weekend. Some of my linemen and myself, we participated in the lineman challenge out in Innate County. One of them motherfuckers, you know.
Say that again. Wait, say that a little louder. I'm sorry, we didn't catch that.
Oh, the motherfucker, you know. That's what he said.
You see what's going on. You know what's going on, Skip.
But what's up, baby girl? That's my little sister. My man, go ahead. Yeah, that's my sister. That's my baby sister.
There you go. Well, hey, fellas, we're going to get into some shit talk and some sports talk right after this word from KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing.
This episode of Last Take is brought to you by KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing, LLC. Hit up KJ anytime. He has same-day appointments available, y'all. Y'all got to hit him up. Same-day rain guarantee. Memberships available. Disinfectant, sanitization services, wash, wax, carpet shampoo, claying, steam cleaning as well. Hit him up at 470-214-1423.
Yeah, hit him up. Now, fellas, I'm going to give y'all a choice here before we go to the subject. Do we want to start off in basketball? or do we want to go to this hot topic about Mr. Taylor?
I think we need. I'm saying Mr. Taylor.
You want to start there, D?
Yes, because we have a youth coach right here with us. And get his perspective on it along with yours, Kev. Me and Skip probably on the same level. 'Cause we, you know what I'm saying, on the same level. But I want Coach Abe, which he's probably already seen this, heard about it. He's in the coaching field with youth on a day in, day out basis. He has a little more experience. And the effect that this situation has went viral, and the stigmatism that's put over coaches and the influences they do have on them, they can, and Skip can attest to this too, they can ruin your career as an athlete, and they can help you as an athlete, depending on which side of the pendulum that may swing. So if you got it, can you play it, Kev, or what can you do?
I do. I have a video right here.
That's what I want.
Downtown Atlanta, Row. Coming up here, Andrew's got a conference with the legislature, real estate thing and all, and downtown Atlanta, staying here at the Omni Hotel. Everybody CNN. Ain't seen a white person in sight. Homeless ones on the street. Every restaurant looking in here is black. Every car beside them is black. They can have Atlanta. It used to be a fun place to come to up here. They can have this place right here and stuff. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Just need to. There's your. Yeah. Well, it was just a sign up there. Had Obama and all them on there and stuff, man. So, yeah, that's all that's up here. That's all that's up here, man. And stuff is just crap. Yeah. Yeah. You and both need to come up here and go hunting. Yeah. And stuff, man. Ain't nothing here, dog. Ain't nothing but blacks up here. That's all it is. Atlanta's done gone down, man. Just gone.
Now there's another clip. Sorry.
Look at this nigga trying to pull out in front of me right here. Look at this nigga trying to pull out in front of me right here. Hey, did you see that tree right there? Yeah. Did you see that tree right there? Roe will hang you from that tree. Yeah.
Last clip.
Got the Glock by the bed. Here we go. Room service. Y'all need y'all niggas to bring me some chicken wings, 2 hoes, a red bone and a white girl. Y'all want the white girl? Roe gonna try the red bone. No, Borf ain't coming. Yeah, he was here and everything. He make them leave. He make the red bone leave. Yeah, he don't do that and everything. So I tried that one time at the house. Yeah, just Roe. Yeah, cause he probably do it, and he probably gonna throw out we on the 14th floor. He probably throw her out the window when he done with her. Yeah, cheap rate.
Now, that is a lot.
Who's coach? He was who's coach?
So he's a Macon. I think I saw middle school coach, but he also has his own private training company. But he's been a confidant of Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, and Dan Mullen. So
Now,
some big names in there.
If any athlete, their parent, allows this man to be an influence in their kid's life from this day forward, they need their head chopped off. I'm willing to bet you 95% of the athletes he sent to D1, the pros, wherever, were black.
96% of the kids he coaches are black.
I didn't read anything. So with that being said, for him to have that type of an outlook about black people, period, this is a stepping stone. He's walking on their backs. And I'm quite sure he's getting kickbacks. He's getting something out of this. So I know we're not viral like Spanish Sharp and the rest of them podcasts, but any parent that allows their children to be taught, mentored, or anything else by this man from the day that they find out about this forward, they need to be killed. That's my opinion.
If
you take away his what he has that makes him great, he'll no longer be great. Let him get them same white kids and put them in the position that he's put these black kids in, and see if he still has the same success. So since you feel that way about black children, and that's all I'm gonna say about that, they take them away from it. Take it from it.
So this was brought to my attention, and the first initial they were saying there was a Georgia coach. So when you say Georgia, you thinking of Georgia Bulldogs. So I went and did my research, and I seen Rashard Ritchie actually doing on his show, breaking down his stuff and breaking down the statements of him riding downtown Atlanta, making these types of statements. It's a shame in sports. We feel like that the racism is not on the field. We come to one common goal to play ball, and you put politics, racism aside. That's my brother. I'm playing with my brother. That's my sister, vice versa. But it always seems to rear its ugly head. And this is a man who's probably been, I would say, Skip, he's been in youth sports and in youth lives over 20 years. I see that he has some kind of speed that he work on the endurance speed or whatsoever. And Rashard Ritchie, he mentioned that everybody needs to go to his business and protest his business for these comments that are being made. They didn't say they were trying to figure out was it some kind of comment shit. What's all this background?
Hold on. Do y'all hear that?
Yes.
There's some noise or something in the background. Y'all don't.
Kev, it's okay. So okay, I'm trying to make sure I don't hear it again. But off the background, and what we need to do is start protesting these people right then and there. Go to their business, put them on the spot. This is how you feel. Interview them, talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I seen one post where a young lady posted on Facebook before I even did anything. Every athlete that has been in his camp should be appalled, protest, do whatever you need to do to take him off. His license need to be stripped as any type of thing dealing with kids. I don't care, white, black, Hispanic, whatever, because if this is how you feel and you taking my mighty dollar to train my kid, I can't trust you in no kind of way. You might get my kid hurt in some situation. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, first off, man, it's sickening. We in 2023, and whereas he's probably made a lot of black kids great, they done made him great too. So it go hand in hand. And for him to get on there and rant the way he was ranting, it's just sickening. And I don't know if it was staged or some sort, because it's just weird, bro. It was
intentional. He recorded that.
And see, that's why I'm just like, he did all of this intentionally, recording it. So, he can't be thinking about his job, his livelihood, anything like that, because anybody with any sense, unless they thinking like him, not gonna want nothing to do with this guy.
Yeah,
players, coaches, teachers.
But he's in small town Georgia, though. He's in small town Georgia. He's in Macon, and Macon is definitely smaller than where we are.
Definitely.
When you have a superstar coach or a coach that knows talent and can bring the talent out of the kid, everybody flocks to him. And this also tells me this is not his first time doing it. This is the first time the fool put it live, because he was just too comfortable doing it. Talking about whoever Roe is, in my opinion, needs to be investigated, because Roe have you hanging from the tree. Roe has done something detrimental to somebody before. So again, that's not joking. Whoever, when y'all type that's not joking.
It's not.
That's not that. There's no way you can consider that a joke. I don't even know how you would bring that up. That's a joke, because it's not. Had he been out and about, he wouldn't have said that. But he was in the privacy of his car and in his room. You see, so he's not talking to nobody. He's making a video. So joke leaves the equation. Nobody was laughing. You get what I'm saying? So, but racist topics get to me. So I'm gonna.
Well, hang on, everybody, hang on. Let's own it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sorry it took so long to introduce you. My mic was having some technical difficulties.
It's okay.
Why don't you tell us who you are?
Well, name is Oni, and I have a son that plays rec football. He plays for Rare Breed. We've been playing tackle football since he was 6. He's 11 now, so kind of on the fence of if he wants to still play rec or if he wants to play for middle school because he's growing up now, want to do bigger, better things. So I'm just here to offer my little 2 cents in the rec football world. That's all.
Okay. Well, there you go. Do you have an opinion on this Mark Taylor controversy?
You know, if my son was being led by this man, we wouldn't be there anymore. Point blank, period. I don't care if that's the way they do it down there or what, but you have to watch what enters into your children's brains regardless, because they're so influenced by everything. My son, he looks up to his coaches. It's God coaches then me. And he rides off everything that they say. And it really gets to him, when the coach will tell him, yo, you didn't do your best. You didn't do your best today at this game. And he's right, and he's down, and he'll get really down on himself and work out extra hard at practice. Like, he rides for his coach. And I'm pretty sure those guys do too, because they've probably grown up with them. But you just have to, I don't know, that's where the parent part comes in. You have to separate what's best for your child versus what it looks like from the outside looking in.
Well, you listen to you talk about your son and how your son rides for a coach. You raised him right.
Yeah.
See, he respects authority, whether it be man or woman. That's what that tells me. Now, most kids play football for another reason. Well, either they're aggressive, they just like sports, or they're talented, but they're also assholes outside of it. I'm going to do what coach tell me as long as I'm between the lines. But like you just said, your son pretty much not worships him, but listens to him like a father figure. So that to me tells me the upbringing was there. Everything else that needed to be done in his life was done right. So he knows I need to follow this man because this man is a leader or what have you.
Yes.
In this coach's case, I'm going to go on a limb and say he handpicks his athletes. He's a trainer, recruiter, what have you. So, or they go to him when they reach a certain athletic level. I'm gonna say that. So, with him being the person he is, they need to find somebody else.
Because he's not the only person that can take them. He's not the only coach out there that can elevate a player to another level. He's not the only one out here doing it. And if you got to move out of Macon.
But see, that's the issue. A lot of parents don't have the resources or the access or even the transportation to get them up here.
That is true. But then that's when your morals have to come in. Like, do I stick with this man, even though this is deep down, this is how he feels. This is really how this man feels. He didn't just all of a sudden say, I'm going to just post this. This is how he feels for real. This is how he feels about your son. This is deep down. This is his feelings.
So with both of you, well, we got two sides of the table here. We have a football coach and then we have a team mom. And when you're dealing with this, see, a lot of times, like you just said, you being a mother of boys playing youth sports, and how these guys gather these athletes in, as Coach knows, Skip knows, it's about their resume. Hey, I didn't put 10 kids are able to go to the University of Georgia off my recommendation. You got so forth and so forth. And now with this coming out, I mean, as a parent, as a kid, it's like heartening. You know what I'm saying? Because this is disheartening, because this is what's going on behind the closed doors. Where, like I said again, Skip, and I keep reiterating, you can remember, and they used to, as we call it, Abe knows, blackballing a player that will follow him. Let's say if it was in the age group that you guys are got y'all kids in, Coach Abe is coaching in. Coach A can make a phone call across town, hypothetically, and tell this other coach at a high school, hey, bad work ethic, bad attitude. You see what I'm saying? He got
Mm-hmm.
bad grades. He can't do this. He can't do this. Oh, he got the. And I just have to say this: he has a ghetto mother, or he has a father that's living through through him, or you're gonna have to deal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? There's a lot of things that take place. And
Oh,
now with this coming out, the repercussions on this, I think this should have went mainstream instead of me just finding it and somebody sending it to me and so forth, because this need to be put
Yeah,
out there. You know what I'm saying? And
It
Skip,
I agree with that.
and Skip, I know how you feel about this subject. I know how passionate you is, and
right.
even with Kev, I wanted Kev to understand this stuff goes on regardless of skin color. Me being your friend,
Mhm.
Kev, whatever the case may be, behind closed doors, there's a lot of people wearing a different hats, and you have to
Yeah,
be mindful. Be mindful of
yeah,
all this stuff.
But I'm gonna say this. This is my first time seeing the video. I heard about it. I had heard about it. But what I'm gonna say is, everybody listening, find that video and post it. It'll catch
yeah.
on somewhere, and then the hellfire will come down. If the city councilman see it, if a black politician sees it and understands the impact that he has on these kids' lives, then they will remove him. But we got to get the video out there. It's gonna be taken
Mm-hmm.
down. Save it to your file. Put it back up. Whatever. Because I'm gonna post
Yep.
it. You understand me? Because
Mm-hmm.
all we can do is talk about it and be mad. But what we're doing, well, I feel like now we will be letting everybody else know, and it will trickle down the line to the right people. But just
Yeah.
like D said, he had to find it for us to see all of this stuff. Because I had heard about it, but I didn't see it like what I just
Mm-hmm.
saw. So
Now, Coach, I have a question for you. And this might have happened while I was fixing my mic, but I find it, I know you've had to have dealt with some form of it, especially with the way that you told us last week that y'all travel. I'm sure going into some of these one night cities, out with the corn-fed field boys. You know what I mean? Like I know you've come up against it. What have you seen in your personal experiences, and how have you combated with it to kind of keep your team in the right mindset?
uh, fortunately, not nothing this terrible.
Yeah.
However, probably the worst I've experienced is us going into those one light times, like you said, and the referee
Mm-hmm.
side of
Yeah.
it, and But other than that, man, this is like the worst I've ever seen. But as far as us experiencing stuff, we kind of play. We don't really play at those one light cities a lot, but we have before. And like I said, it's not as direct, but it can be a holding call here, or 3 or 4 touchdowns called back there, and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Face
Nothing to
mask
this,
out of the blue.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, penalties, but nothing
So
to,
they'll give you the subliminal kind of
yeah.
bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, Miss Oni, as a team mom, what have you had to see or shield your
The
baby
exact
from?
same thing. The exact same thing that Coach Abe just said. We'll end up. The kids have to play their team, their opponent, and they have to play against the refs, because you see the city boys coming down there with the country boys, and oh no, they can't beat the home team. We can't let them beat the home team. They'll throw a flag in a minute and say face mask or holding, and yeah, everybody's looking at the game. Everybody can blatantly see a face mask, but either they'll call a touchdown back, or little things like that. And then by me being team mom, hanging around after the games, you got the little city boys, the little country boys and city boys, they'll exchange words together. That's why I let my son cuss when he plays football, because he has to get that aggression out.
Wait
You
a
know
That's the
what?
minute.
only
That is
that's the
scientifically
only time I'm
proven.
gonna let him cuss. That's the only time I
Like,
let him cuss. So
What?
I need
it
yeah.
is
I need
scientifically
a
proven that saying the word fuck can release pressure and anger.
And
So,
I need a
it
It
heads
does.
does. I say fuck 50, 60 times a day. But now, hold on. Mama, Miss Loney, I got a question.
Yeah.
I was a
Shit.
decent athlete growing up. I did my thing.
Okay. Okay.
And if my mama heard something that sounded like a cuss, I got my ass tore up on the spot. Now, that's old school. I get it, what you're saying.
Okay.
But does that send a bad
Mm-hmm.
message? But does that send a bad message to the other moms?
It does not, because my son knows when to cuss and when not to cuss. He is only allowed to cuss when he has those pads on, because of the aggression and his passion for that game. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, and I'm gonna let it come out. But other than that, he doesn't do it.
Gotcha. Okay, mama.
He doesn't even feel right saying a cuss word unless he's on the field.
Unless he ain't around you, because I know he cuss like me.
You gotta knock the fuck out, man.
If he does,
I only let my mama hear me cuss one time.
You gotta knock the fuck out, man.
Accident.
So Miss Owner, we can honestly say you ain't never been called to the school.
I'm not gonna say that my son is an angel. I'm not gonna say that. All I can say is around me, he hasn't let the word slip. Around his teachers at school, he has not let the word slip. Because I'm a crazy mom on the field, and I'm even crazier if I got to come up to that school. So, outside on the playground with his friends, that's fine. I ain't hear it.
Now,
I'm just saying. I know he's not an angel, but he doesn't let me hear it.
Kanye or Kanye Daniels said they do it anyway when parents ain't around. We know. We know.
So the reason why I wanted Miss Oni on here tonight is to mess with Coach A, because we was going. I had to because she's a teen mom, and she discussed with one of our other listeners, Bo, about the football, the youth league football, and it's a life. And of course, Skip was saying, last week, my son couldn't play that much football. So I said, let me go find a teen mom, and I could talk to him, because she said if your kid ain't about that life, he didn't just play his little 8 games to get his trophy and go home. Am I quoting you correctly, sister?
You are quoting me correctly, sir.
Oh,
you are quoting me correctly. Yes.
Wait a minute, Skip. I'm gonna let you have it, Skip. Hold on, I'm gonna let you have it. Next, this young lady said, because Skip said it was too many games. Did you not tell me, young lady, when me and Bo was speaking to you, that you paid almost $6,000 for your one child to play the whole season? Am I correct with that?
You are correct, sir. You are correct with that.
I want Skip to get all these numbers together before he responds. I know Skip got some backlash on this as an old school fella, and I want him to get all the information. Did you not tell me you play from June all the way to probably before Christmas? Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir. You are correct.
And you have 2 boys that are playing, right?
I have 2 boys that are playing. Yes.
Skip, you got it's on you next, Skip.
No, I get that.
Okay, so let me clear that. Let me clear that. I have 1 boy that's playing for his school, so he don't cost me that much. But my youngest, he plays rec. He plays rec, but he plays on a national team, which means we don't play the neighborhood kids. We travel. We go to California. We go to Louisiana, Florida, Alabama, New York, and we go and we bust them all in the mouth, and we come back home.
Bust them in the mouth, mama.
Yeah. We bust them in the mouth.
Now, here you go. Here you go.
And one more.
Here you go. Here's my debate. My direct rebuttal of all of that.
Okay.
Before it gets taken out of context, what I said. No child. NFL don't play 80 games a goddamn season. NFL don't last 6 months a year. So no child should be playing 40 to 50 games of any sport outside of baseball in 1 calendar year. That's burnout.
Okay. Period. Okay, so this is what it is. We have preseason games, preseason championships. Then we have our regular season games. Then we have the regular season championships. And then because we're good, we're number 4 in the state of Georgia. We're invited down to Florida to play the battle competition. And then we have those games. That is what takes us into Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But now,
so yeah,
you were on here last Monday. Coach Abe said they average between 40 to 60 games. Am I right, Coach?
There are teams that do. There are teams that do. Yes.
This is where my statement came. My child could be the best quarterback in the planet ever to walk the grace of the face of this earth. I would not let him play 60 football games a season. That would cause burnout. He would get tired of it. You know how kids are. As long as you keep their focus, they in it. But as soon as something else comes up, they like a fly. They're gone. And if he's that good, I want to keep it interesting. I'm not. Burnout is real. So
burnout is real. Burnout is real when you have a small team. My son's team, we got 35 boys. We got 35 boys. There's no way a coach gonna swap 35 boys in a game. So there are some games that the boys don't get to play.
Exactly. That's my point. My son would have been one of those guys that rarely came off the field. I was one of those players that rarely came off the field. 60 games in, rarely coming off the field would start burnout at too early of an age, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying it's not worth it.
Right.
You got to think about long term here. Because in college, everything gets harder and harder the higher you go. So right now, he's dominating. They're dominating in this here. They're killing it. Like Coach said, they lost 3 years. But when he get to college, he's going to fucking lose. And he's going to get punched in the mouth. I ain't got to take this. This ain't what I'm used to. And then if he happens to make it to the pros, here come the egos. Now you got to fight all of that and everything else. You look at some of these players that 49ers, I can't think of the lineman name, retired after 3 years in the league. He was tired of football. Burnout happens. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, that it's not a good thing and then it keeps them out the street. I get all of that. But no, that was my point.
But it's not all it's not all the rec teams. It's not all the rec teams because there are some teams that just play their 8 games and that's it. You know, but you got those elite squads that play the preseason. They play the regular season. They play the postseason. They play it's so many postseason tournaments, you know. So and I mean, and I cut it off myself because this year it kind of took us because we had been places we hadn't been before. So and it was exciting. It was exciting. You know, my son got to go to California for the first time and see the Hollywood sign and play out there. And, you know, just to even be invited to nationals is a whole experience in itself. But in hindsight, that was a lot of money I didn't know I had to spend on football. You know, I knew I had it, but not for football.
Now, Coach Abe.
Go ahead.
Coach Abe, now she's saying, you know, telling us what she spends. I assume with your team, parents spend about, you know, somewhere in that range. I'm not going to dive into your pockets. But, you know, when it comes to the travel, that I would think that pays for their travel and hotel, or is that a separate?
So with us, right, you pay your registration and you pay your uniform package fee. All right. That's the only thing you give to the team. As far as your travel, if we book everything in like a group fashion, cool. But a lot of it is this parent got to get here the way they get in there. Like if we go to, say, New Orleans, some parents flying, some parents got to drive, some parents taking babies. So, you know, it just with the travel, it's kind of like
sketchy.
Yeah, it's sketchy. And
you don't want to say you don't want to say every man for themselves, but it kind of is like that. It's every man for themselves. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because we can fundraise. We can fundraise all day long, but
exactly. But it's still you still gonna end up coming out the pocket for something.
With something, yeah.
Yeah, the team snacks for that weekend, whether it's outing for the boys when y'all going on the trip, like it's gonna be something.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. Yes. Yes.
Clown right now, man.
This could end up. I mean, after travel and everything, especially with a 6-month season, 6-7 months, you could end up paying double what the. Yeah.
So
that's I'm not complaining about. I get it. Going to California itself will probably cost you $2,000.
When we go to nationals in Miami, we are going for a week.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you're gone for a week. Absolutely.
So you either getting an Airbnb that you paying whatever for, or you getting a hotel for a week.
So,
Or you get for a week, exactly. Yeah, and that was the most expensive trip. Actually, that was the most expensive trip.
Yeah.
So my next question, my next question for you guys, would you think since mom, since you've been team mom and been around with your kids, Abe been coaching, I know Abe been coaching a good 5, almost 10 years now. Do you think now with battle, the war zone and so forth, has he succeeded in travel baseball and how the baseball programs are set up? Because my cousin explained to me for one weekend, he might have to spend $1,500 just on baseball. I said, we traveled all the way up to the Lake Altoona to that little facility, and all the schools came, and he was saying that depending on where you stay in Atlanta or in Georgia, you're gonna have to get a hotel room. And we were seeing kids that was scared shacking up with other parents just so they could stay up there, because my cousin stays in Stockbridge. Now you just think, Skip, he's driving from Stockbridge all the way to Lake Altoona for a 3-game weekend for baseball. So that's why I wanted to ask, when I started finding out how much money was going on with these youth sports, as far as the football, with the moms are putting in and the fathers and the traveling, I was like, this is becoming travel baseball or AAU basketball, because the only thing I knew about this much money going in was baseball and AAU basketball.
Yeah, so it's a money grab. It's a money grab.
A lot of times, as a new, I'm not a new parent, but in my opinion, as a new parent coming in and they had a athletic child, they won't think about the amount of money it costs, like Coach said, for the motel rooms, the travel, the food, and the amount of time you're going to be there, on top of equipment and cleats and everything else that the child needs. So I get that part. I understand that. But my thing is, we as parents, I want to live through my son with my athletic ability, and I saw it in him, and he just didn't like football. But I could throw a BB at my son, he'd catch it. I'm like, oh my God, I got a wide receiver. And he just didn't want to play football. So I didn't push it on him. I just let it go, because if I had what he had at his age, I'd be retired now from the NFL. That's how good my son could have been. So I get it. And Coach, y'all are doing a great job. But man, I just look at burnout. I just think about all of the negative things that could happen to these children, with this.
Can I respond to that, Skip? I want to respond to Ms. Urban. I agree with you, and I was in a state of shock when me and my cousin had this conversation. I was like, why is baseball so high? All you need is a bat and a ball or whatever. Until the exposure, the exposure that they're trying to put them in. We just had a Mays alum just get drafted number 2 in the draft last year. And we sitting up here and I'm like, he stayed at Mays and got Mays that exposure, but he played on a travel baseball team to get that notoriety. You see what I'm saying? And now that, following the youth football that I've been watching from behind the scenes and being able to talk to you guys, that's why I see now that you guys are ranking the players to a certain extent. Am I right, coaches? That's why I'm seeing that now, to get them the exposure that myself, Skip, and you didn't have growing up as a youth, because like we had word of mouth about the certain player from certain parts until we got rid of the player against them. You better watch out for so-and-so, or you better watch out for him, and then until we see him on the field.
Yep.
Antoinette Lightfoot Washington says Lambeau is 10. Is that 1,000?
10,000 for the season.
No, that's one of the Lambeau parents.
Yeah, that's who you need.
Y'all need to get her in.
Get her on this live right now. That's who need. That's who really need. Now that's who got the big.
Hold on, Miss Oni. You don't run that no here, baby. Slow your roll, player.
Oni shot in the door.
Slow your roll, player. We'll get her on here. You just
that's the one. That's the one right there.
But hold on, okay, so
that's her budget.
Hold on, get her on here. Miss Oni.
Miss Oni, I'm gonna put the link for you. Actually, the link is at the top of the chat. The link is at the top.
Hold on. I got some questions about that right there. Shit.
So wait a minute. Because we gotta see, can we get in here? So if we got $10,000, is that include, Abe, I'm just asking you hypothetically, is that include y'all travel, the money that y'all get for the uniforms, food, everything?
That's probably everything.
That's probably
that's for everybody. That's not for her individually.
No, that's for her.
That's for her. I got to ask that question. What do you work at, lady? I want to know what you do for a living. Shit. Click on Miss Lifeway. Click on that thing right there.
We don't need W2 form. We don't need no W2 form, dude.
No, I just want to know if you're a lawyer, doctor, something.
But I mean, even the conversation from last week, like Coach Abe said, and I mean, we're on it. Coach was saying that he had parents traveling from out of state to come down here to play. That factors into that money also. I mean, that's a lot.
It is. Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay, well, thank you for your service, Miss Weiston. And I know you love your kids by spending $10,000 for 6 months. Jesus. God damn. You better never get divorced.
So Miss Lightfoot Washington, I would have asked, how old is your kid? And if she's in your age group 8?
Yeah, he's 11. Okay,
so what is the possibility? Because my cousin felt some type of way that his kid at 17 now says he don't want to play baseball anymore. And you done invested all this money. So you saying the kid at 11. So let's say he got 2 more years of football with y'all on that level. So that's another $30,000. Just say if you do that. What if he gets to high school and say, hey, I'm done? Is it all worth it?
Well, it's worth it for the time being, in my opinion. But that's what I'm talking about. That's that other factor. You've done it so much and for so long. When as a child, you don't have no sense of time. You don't understand. There she go.
Miss Lightfoot, welcome to this.
Hey, Miss Antoinette, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
That's fine. Now you said your budget for the football season was $10,000.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, is this because you've been doing it so long? I know it's because you got it. I'm not questioning. Is this is this you preparing for everything that you've been through before, or why is your budget so high?
No, that's because that's the actual cost that I had to spend.
Jesus, God.
That's right.
My cost.
Your ass.
What the hell?
Well, you have to also you have to look at this. I am paying for, as Abe said, we have a budget. We have our registration. So once our registration is paid, we turn around and then we have our team dues, which covers our uniform packages or whatever. Now, that may cover our uniform package, which may be $500 and some. But then you also have to consider that the team that we are on, we don't have just one helmet. So you have to go and have your 3 helmets if that's what coach is going to require. So on top of that, you're going to spend money for 3 helmets. Now you also have to take into consideration that we're traveling. Me, myself, I travel with 3 other kids. Well, it was 3 now, 2 other children. So I have to make sure I have an Airbnb everywhere we go, no matter how long we stay. I have to make sure wherever we're going, if it's a preseason tournament where I have to fly, I gotta fly. If I drive, I still gotta drive. So I know I set my budget. I know for a fact I hit every bit of the 10,000 that I had set aside.
Yep.
And that, and I mean, it is what it is because you have to. That's how it was, and you can't. It's like, yeah, you sit and you look at the numbers like, dang, it was really $10,000. I had to really stop and say, yeah, it was.
Dang, I did that much.
Because cliques like the organization that Coach Abe is, that Lambo, you're not gonna come out there any type of way. If Coach say only black cliques, you better make sure you got only black cleats.
Right, please.
See,
Yep.
see, see now,
And
I
that's the
get it.
number one team right there.
I get it. I get it. I understand what you're saying. But Coach, you said something about the uniform package, right? What does Coach A? What does your uniform package include? Because I heard her say if you say 3 helmets, you got to go buy 2 more helmets.
It was three uniforms, three uniforms, compression set, shirt, short set. What else do we have? And book bag.
And you said that was the $500-$600 package, Coach?
Yeah, that's a $500 package.
Okay, so now, Miss Walker, Miss Antoinette, I'm calling you Antoinette. That's what's on the screen.
That's fine.
You were saying you had to buy 3 more helmets, or that's not in the package.
No. Your helmets are not in the package. Your helmets is if Coach say for instance, like some of the boys, like my son. When my son he started growing locks. So to make sure that his helmet is proper, I had to go and redo a helmet. But the helmets, you can only paint the helmet so many times. So if you didn't already paint the helmet 2 times in that year, sorry for you. You got to go buy another helmet because that ain't going to take
another one. Yeah.
You got to get another one.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that part of it. I was just wondering what the uniform package consisted of because as a parent that it's been my son is 29, so I haven't been in youth sports actually spending money for the longest. But back when I was doing it, there was nowhere. This is stratospherical as far as price compared to when I was doing it. So my thing is when we paid the recreation fee, it was $34, whatever it was back then. And then, the shoulder pads and the helmet and the thigh pads and all the stuff you had to get as a package, it might have been $100, $150. Now, I know inflation and times have changed. It's been 20 plus years. But my reason for asking you that, Coach, was because she said she had to go buy 3 helmets. I didn't realize that wasn't part of the uniform package. Your uniform package doesn't include shoulder pads and helmets. It's the dressy part. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. And you have kids that don't want the regular Rydell helmet. Don't want the regular.
I know.
They want a speed flex. They want 3
flex.
shadows. They want 3 shadows, which means a speed flex for youth is probably $400. Maybe.
Yeah, my son will get a summer job. He watched Collabs. Don't get me wrong. I buy it, but you're gonna pay that back. You're gonna understand what this money is.
Well, so that's the part. That's the part. That's why I was asking the mothers, coaches, a parent also, and even myself. Remember when last year when we got the money for the high school and we y'all donate for the high school, and I'm sitting up here like, man, we just raised all this money for the high school. I need to find out what's going on in this youth organization because I done seen some stuff online, y'all. I done seen some stuff online, mamas. Y'all doing a lot of balling and some stuff going on in the sideline. There's money flowing. There's barbecue meat everywhere. It's
and it is.
We walk. And it is. Okay. Hey, we walking out like we walking down the wrestling ramp with the theme music and the smoke and everybody.
But ain't it for real? It's a whole nother level in that youth. It's a whole nother level. But I think with most of them, they really need. If you could teach the youth football people, if the youth coaches knew how to, I think somebody needs to teach them how to write up sponsorship letters, and so that these youth organizations who do a lot of traveling can actually do a little bit of sponsoring. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's some parents, some people don't understand that, say in the state of Georgia, for ones who receive like any type of government assistance, there is actually a program that will pay you up to $500 to help you with your youth, with your child in youth sports. A lot of people don't know that.
They don't know that.
A lot of coaches try to do the fundraising.
Watch this. Since you know that as a team mom, and I get it, it'll be icky a icky situation for you to ask them if they're on public assistance or not. But should that be something that coach you and the team moms that know about this should get a packet, put it together, put it in the package when they pay for the uniform package, say, hey, look, I need y'all to read this.
Yeah.
Now I
Because
do
it
that.
will help
I do
you
that.
in
I would
your
tell them,
situation.
hey, I
Okay,
tell
that's
them,
what I'm
hey, this
saying.
helps you get your extra $5.
But that's the thing, though,
Well,
because we can give the information all day long, but if you got a parent that's just like, okay, well, whatever, it's still not going to pay attention, it's not going to read it, and then when it's too late and the deadline is closed, then they want to say something about it. I mean, you got parents that just drop the kids off and just go
Oh, I
on
know.
because they got
Yeah.
2 hours to themselves.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's a
so
babysitting gig for them.
it's a we can put the information out there all day long, but if you don't have that active parent, that involved parent, you almost beating a dead horse.
I like this interaction that we're having because we're getting us three at the bottom. We're getting educated on the fly right now. Even Skip is amazed because I know Skip has been putting on car shows, and I would love to see can we have y'all come out and promote what y'all have going on in some of these car shows, and maybe we can link up this type of stuff because also it'll help. All of us need to get together as a community with this because if it's a
Yes.
kid that is that talented and might need a help over the threshold or so forth, like Coach Abe said, sometimes he's not one of those kids not able to travel all the way to California or whatever the
Mhm.
situation may be. Because
Yeah,
like I
yeah, yeah.
said, I've been following y'all for the last 5 years. Me and Bo have been talking about this Miss Oni for a while, and I'm like, am I looking at a college team walking out there on the field? They like they're finna go to war. And still, this is the thing. They walk out with the boom box, and I believe that's where
Yes,
Debo them stole it from.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And they walk out with the boom box playing whatever their theme music is, Skip. And when they walking off the field, they got a big ass trophy and they talking trash like they won a wrestling match. And I'm
Well,
like,
hey,
and the
that's what
scoreboard,
happens when you're the best.
and
That's what's supposed to happen.
Skip, and the scoreboard reflects it. It ain't no 1-3 or a field goal or a point here. It's by 20 and 30 points.
Yeah.
What Denzel
Hey,
said and
hey,
Remember the
hey, don't
Titans?
do that. Don't do that.
What Denzel said and Remember the Titans? Leave no doubt.
Hey,
Go out
listen,
there and bust their goddamn ass. That's
we
what
got
you're training
we
for.
have to tell the truth on this show. We gonna tell the truth. We gonna keep it all the way above. I done watched everything from y'all got 2 different teams. I know Lambo and so forth. I've been watching. I just been like, I got to get somebody on here to explain this lifestyle, and I
Mm-hmm.
got it from 2 different mothers on 2 sides of the spectrum, and what y'all do
Yep.
and what sacrifices are made
Yep.
to go involved
Yep.
in this youth sport. And I know y'all are doing it, and I commend y'all. You're doing it because you see some kind of talent in your son, your fathers, or whoever may be. Took a liking to them and put them in the right place and keeping them out the streets because these are some of the things they need. Because from my understanding,
Yep.
Coach, am I right? They done took away the sports venues that we went to when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? Adams Park, we used to be able to go to Adams Park and play basketball, and now you can't even go in there and play. You guys, kids that got to have a membership to go in some of the YMCA's just to pick up a
Mm-hmm.
basketball and so forth or whatever, And I commend all of you for what you do, but I just cannot believe the money aspect of it. And even like I said, when I told Skip was like, "Oh hell no, I got to get somebody on here. They
Yep.
got to tell me what's going on. They got to tell me what's what." And it
Yeah.
can't be true. And that's why I say I
Yeah.
can't wait till y'all start playing so we can come out and actually see this stuff. And I've been invited by a lot of my old teammates, friends, come out and check me out from all the way from the little 6 and under, all the way up to 13 and under. And I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real.
Well,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're
It's
gonna do,
real.
Miss Oni and Miss Antoinette.
It's very real. Yes.
We're gonna come out to one of you guys' jamborees or games or something, and we're gonna broadcast live from there. And we're
All
gonna
right.
maybe after the game or not at halftime because we don't want to disturb what the coach got going on, but we're gonna give the kids their chance to talk. We're gonna interview them just like they would be if they won the Super Bowl, the MVP or something. And we're gonna do the same thing with the coaches. The same exposure that you guys get when y'all travel, we want to get that here, so we can get the turnout and we can
Okay.
get the that you guys need. Now we're not big like we want to be, but every little bit helps, and then it'll help our
Oh,
platform also.
absolutely.
gonna do that.
Oh, you won't be disappointed in Lambo Land. I promise you that.
How many rings you got, Miss Antoinette? Where your rings at? Where your rings at?
Oh, wait a minute. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. We'll hook you up real fast. Please hold. We'll hook you up real fast.
One thing I will say.
Please hold.
One thing I will say. Lambo is referee number one competition. Lambo is referee's number one competition. That's our one component. We can pop them, but we ain't popped up yet. Yeah, that's a game right there.
Make her screen big. Make her screen big.
I got you.
I have a question. Is the rings part of the package too, or what are we doing?
No, you got to earn those rings.
They win.
You got to earn those rings.
Hold, time out. Say it again. You have to do what?
You have to earn the ring.
You got to earn that.
It's like a Super Bowl. It's like a Super Bowl ring. Yeah.
How many you got there, Miss Lightfoot?
This not even all of them. He has about 20, maybe 22, 23.
That's preseason, regular season, postseason. That's what I'm telling you. That's where all that come from. You can't get that from regular 8 little games. You got to play the preseason. You got to play the postseason. You can't get that from just regular 8 little games.
Here you go. This is his championship from this year.
Milk Bourbon.
Miss On It.
Yes.
Slow down, darling. Miss Antoinette, what is your son in high school now?
Yes.
What school does he attend?
No, he's just in the 5th grade.
With 20 rings?
He goes to Lupsino Elementary. But he's going to, yes.
Oh, yeah. No. You telling me your 5th grade son has 20 championship rings?
Yeah.
This is him.
That's him trying to get on.
And he got 20 rings?
20 rings?
You got
some
monsters over there.
Hey, what's going on here? He got 20 rings. What's going on here? 20? Abe on mute.
You muted.
Abe on mute.
Man, I don't even bring them all out. It's just,
God,
got so much hardware, man.
This boy in the 11th grade, 11 years old, 12. Yes.
So now, Miss Antoinette, okay, I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Miss Antoinette, you're breaking up a little bit. So this
will be 11 in June.
He'll be 11 in June. So this is the part, like I was saying, from Miss Antoinette and Miss Oni. Coach, this is where you guys are able to go. And let's say we got a kid that's everybody's trying to get. This is the recruitment aspect of it. If you were doing this, and I'm just saying hypothetically, we got the jewelry, just like a Nick Saban, just like a college. You know what I'm saying? And this is the exposure. If coach was going out and saying, "Hey, I got a kid over here I might need on the offensive line that's gonna take us over the top," or I see a running back, any prospect. But this is what we did. My resume is we didn't won the last 3 years. My resume is this is that, whatever. My boys go on to play at this school, that school, whatever. Now, coach, have you guys had, or moms, have you had, I know the moms probably have, but coach, have you had any school that's in your local area where y'all practice and play come out and try to get you to convince the kid to come to their high school or anything of that nature, or middle school, or whatever the case may be? Or I remember that some of the local high schools will try to come to the youth programs and try to get y'all to start teaching them the offense or something that they might run or anything of that nature. Go ahead, coach.
So the only the great advantage for Gwinnett schools is they have a feeder from their middle school to the high school. If you play for Grayson, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, you're going to Grayson High School. And it all, if you play for Brookwood, 7th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, you go to Brookwood High School. In the city of Atlanta and in other counties like DeKalb, they don't really have that. Gwinnett is the only one that has a real feeder. Now, what I will say is you won't get the same competition at 11U out in Grayson, in Brookwood, as you will in the city. You're going to get them dogs in the city. And 11, 12 years old out there, they still kind of trying to find their way. They ain't been introduced to city shit, basically. You know, so Gwinnett is a great system for that. Grayson, Brookwood, Buford. A lot of those schools out there have feeders to where you start off in 6th grade and you play all the way to 12th grade. But in the city, you don't really get that.
Get Skip here.
Go ahead, Skip.
And the reason being, in my opinion, is there's not a lot of high schools in Grayson. In Atlanta, you got a high school every 5 blocks.
May watch the do it.
So you can't have a feeder here because Cedar Grove Middle School is here, but Cedar Grove High School is 5 miles down the street.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But in Southwest DeKalb is closer than Cedar Grove. But my daughter chose to go to Cedar Grove and play soccer, and Cedar Grove got a monster football team, but they recruit.
Yes, they do.
They recruit, they got a guy from South Georgia to move up here to live with the coach to play, and he all world. So that's a whole nother thing. But the big difference is with like you were saying about Grayson and Buford and the rest of them is there's only 2, maybe 3 high schools in that whole area. So if you live on the Grayson side and that's where you grow up, of course they're gonna feed right into them. But then when Grayson was on that run, when they were in the state championships every year, the other 2 schools were nothing because all the star athletes were going to Grayson. Same thing some of these schools in Atlanta are doing. So I get what you're saying about the feeder, but
and my next
Langston Hughes, I'm sorry, D. Langston Hughes won the AA championship state last year. Now they had a coach from Little League. He coached Little League and he coached at Langston. So he's been coaching Little League for about the same amount of time I have, 10 years, if not longer. So he got those kids from Little League who he knew were studs and got 70% of them to come to Langston Hughes. And which in turn they don't want a state championship and probably gonna win another one.
Now this is the next question. I want the mothers, if I can get this out for them, because I know Skip. This is some Skip we were talking about too. So with your kid playing this sport of football, what if he wants to try basketball or baseball or any other thing? I'm just saying.
My son went to basketball. He played basketball on the off season. He did. He played basketball in the off season,
and
he actually enjoyed it.
Mine is playing soccer right now.
What off season?
Hold on, Miss Antoinette. Hold on. You say your son playing basketball. If they start playing football in June, July, and they don't stop till December, basketball season is in full fledged. So how does that work? Well, you got a younger child.
He went straight from football and went straight into basketball with the coach who coached with him in football.
Oh, okay.
And they went undefeated in baskall.
Hey, stop bragging on your boy.
Stop bragging on your boy.
Stop bragging on your boy. Stop bragging on
your boy. Give that woman her props. Give that woman.
But they did.
They did.
I'm just messing with him.
That's what I think. Me and Skip was on the fence with that also because we was wondering, like Skip said, the burnout. Would they fall out of love with the sport? Because I mean, for us and Coach Aiden, we played together. It was more bragging rights for us. You know what I'm saying? It was bragging rights back then. Now this is life for some of you guys and some of these kids where they know they're getting the exposure that none of us had on this level. Because now I can just go on YouTube. You tell me your son's name, and I can pull up his whole season of what he did. Highlighted Skip with the blacking him out, and they just got him pulling, knocking somebody over, running the ball, whatever the case may be. And it just amazes me what you guys do. And I just got to keep saying I commend you for this.
Yeah, and that goes to show you how much the times have changed because moms were as interested as y'all are now, but they weren't invested like y'all are. You know, my mama came to every one of my games. Made sure I had everything I needed. But how you two guys are invested and the rest of the moms, I don't know how invested they are, but y'all have shown me a whole nother realm. Y'all are the daddies that live through their sons. You know what I mean? Because me as an athlete, if my son had followed in my steps, I'd have had to be coaching the team. You know, because I know my position. That coach let me help some way to help mold my child. I'm that parent. So to see that you guys are invested the way you are, like D said, I commend y'all on it. You know, times have changed, and the parents really now are into their kids, and that's a blessing, man. And you quit bragging on how many rings and stuff y'all got.
No, we don't even talk about it.
That baby earned them rings.
We don't even want to talk about it.
I'm not mad at it. None of it. I think like I said again, I gotta keep commending you because these little kids are out here playing, and you know, back in the day, coach know, Skip know, everybody got a participation trophy. They just gave it to you if you didn't touch the field, you got a trophy and a pizza party. You know what I'm saying? And a little parade or whatever you got it, whatever. And now you got rings where you like, no, you ain't beat me because we got the ring. Ain't no word of mouth and none of that. Now, Skip, go ahead and ask your question.
And that was just last year too, right?
I was just going to say something to talk about what Mr. Antoinette said. My sister made a quote that said, nobody's talking about baseball. And one of the reasons why she made that statement, in my opinion, is when I asked Miss Antoinette how her son played football that long and then right to basketball, it was because he was good, number one, and the coach took him right there. When I was growing up, we played all the sports because there was nothing else to do. You know, we weren't going to get in no trouble because we were going to get beaten or whatever. So I went from from football to basketball to baseball to track. I never came home after school because I was playing a sport. So I get it. But that's the breakup. That's what stopped the burnout for me because I had to focus on something else now. You know, it was this season, it was that season. And now kids only have one focus. You know, if they know they're good at football, like Coach say, we're going to do this because this is what I'm good at. So we need to get or find out if there's a program somewhere where kids can get introduced to baseball. Like, I still put my Go ahead.
There is because
there are plenty
the coach,
all of the community.
After coach finished football and he finished basketball, Coach Howard went and jumped right into baseball. So he's actually coaching a baseball team with that consists of mostly football players.
Okay. I got
so I mean, it's just I just look at it as this. A parent got to really and truthfully understand what they really getting themselves into, because if you want your child to be multiple sports, just know you don't have a life. Because I know myself and I know Audie, we're not just drop off parents. We're parents who's going to sit on the field, sit there and look and see and be like, you clearly missed that tackle, or you clearly dropped that pass, or your basketball, you need to work on your dribble because you got out here and got me looking crazy.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
That part. Mama, did you just say because your son made a mistake, he got you looking crazy?
Yeah, you got me out here looking crazy. Like, bro, tighten up. Tighten up. Ain't nobody got to tell you 5 or 6 times that you need to work on your dribble. Yeah, we know you can follow directions. Don't be out here making me look stupid.
So you living through your child then?
No, listen. I just want him to understand this. I just want him to understand this. Don't get out here and not pay attention to the ones who are trying to teach you the proper way. They trying to teach you. I'm ready to pay for you, so you need to do your part and focus and get it in. Ain't nobody got time to wait. Don't time to wait. You ain't gonna waste my money and my time for bringing you, and you ain't gonna waste their time. It's my damn money. Because it could have went somewhere else, but it went to you.
Right. Exactly. Now, that part right there.
I can't
Let them take this registration.
Y'all see how quiet we are? As men, we sitting here thinking, that was me. Okay. Okay, man, jump in and say something, man.
Coach, you gotta get your mom. You gotta get your mom over here, Coach. You gotta
He's
get
like,
your mom
I
out
deal
the
with this shit every week.
Hey, listen. What is it? Coach, what is it, Coach? I'm the ref. Get your mom out of control over here, Coach. Get your mom out of control over here, Coach.
I'm sorry.
They be worse than coaches, boy. You gotta let them have it, boy.
Hey man, Miss Antoinette, I'm telling you something. You are an amazing parent, and not that you're not Miss Oni. I'm just talking about Miss Antoinette about what she just said. And the reason I say that is because you get on your child when you feel like he's not doing good, and that's respect. But and I'm not telling you nothing. I'm just speaking my mind here. Pros make mistakes. Don't beat your child up just because he made a mistake. Now, sometimes, you have a lapse in judgment. Sometimes the other player is just better. But because the ball got stolen or because he missed the tackle, it's not always his fault. So I want you to see that part too. Okay. God damn it, you missed that tackle. Mama, he run a 4.140.
Mama, he's 6'4", 250 pounds in middle school. What do you want me to do?
Oh, I have seen the videos with the mama running down the sideline.
Yes. Oh my God.
And Miss Antoinette, I do believe, without even meeting you yet, I believe you are one of those mothers.
No. I have to keep very much control because I was on the sideline. So the only thing I can do is stand there. We have a code of conduct as team moms. We have to handle ourselves professionally and accordingly. So we have to be that way. Yeah, we have to just chill. Now, I'm not gonna say that talk. That talk in the car may be a little different, but all right.
Son, what the fuck were you doing? I told you the lowest man wins.
Oh my God.
That sounds like Coach Abe right there, though. The lowest man win. I'm just saying.
You know what? This reminded me of a funny story. We had the year that I played out here in Georgia, there was a cat that played for Peachtree Ridge. I can't remember his name, but all week the coach kept saying he's slow. And it's, like I said, this dude's like 6'5", every bit of 250 solid muscle in high school. Coach says this guy's slow. Y'all are gonna blow by him. He fucking sucks. Well, let me tell you, he just signed a $75 million deal with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Man.
That is the only player in my sports career that took me off my feet. Oh, there he is. That's his name, Orlando Brown Jr.
You played against him?
And John
Coach Fraker said he is fucking slow.
This is another thing with that being where Kev just brought to attention too, like you said last week, Skip. I got messed with you, man, Skip. Remember when you said last week, my son is a quarterback. He's not gonna do anything but play quarterback, just so forth, whatever.
Yeah, if I was that parent.
Okay, if you was that parent. Okay. I remember Coach knows it, and Coach knows this. Our middle school coach, Coach Floyd Mack, told us at one point in time, he said, listen, all y'all want to run the ball or whatever, this position right here, this left tackle, want to get paid the most money. This is back in 92, 93. He said, so all y'all want to run the ball, this will get paid the most, this left tackle right here. And we never understood it until I seen Orlando Place come off the board in a draft. Number one, I believe, at that time. He was a pancake man. Yeah. And as we see go on, all these offensive tackles get paid. So all the parents out there, and mama, y'all know now too, because I know y'all had the babies, you wanted to run the ball and score the touchdowns and so forth and so on.
No, my baby love offense.
Oh, no, Miss Oda, I got your resume. I know what baby boy playing over here. We got your resume already. I'm just saying for some of the players out here, you know, like Skip stated, if he was that parent coming out on the field, my son supposed to be playing quarterback, well, he might be able to play another position to get more exposure at their position, because we know a lot of these kids that do go off to college, they didn't play these positions in high school. They're playing on the college level now.
Warren Sapp played tight end in high school, and he went to University of Miami as a defensive tackle. He never played a down at tight end. You see, so people don't realize that.
Oh man, this has
Well,
been
hey,
great. Here.
yeah, hey, but fellas, matter of fact, ladies, we appreciate both of you for taking the time out of your busy nights. We know mothers
real.
have the hardest jobs. We thank you. Y'all have
both
opened.
Both of y'all call Maddies. They mama daddies.
You have opened our eyes to a completely different side of this this thing. Do y'all have anything that you would like to say before we move on? Miss Oni, I'm gonna let you go first.
I don't have anything, but I just thank you guys for having me, and and actually listening, to what the moms have to say, and also offering, to get our boys even more exposed, because all the hard work that they're doing right now, more people should see it. More people should see it. It doesn't matter how big or small your platform is, just getting it out there is just awesome, and I appreciate you guys for what you're doing.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Lightfoot.
Thank you for the opportunity. When y'all have a moment, please go check out one of the greatest and best line coaches in this youth little league football stuff. That's
What's
Coach
his name?
A. Coach A.
We know him. Don't be bragging on him like that. We know who he
Yes,
is. Yeah,
the greatest line coach ever. And go watch them young men that he done trained up and coached up on them trenches. Cause them hogs, they win it.
She said
They win it.
trenches,
It's
son.
one in the trenches. It's one in the trenches. It's
You know
one in the
football, lady.
trenches.
This young lady know
Okay?
football.
It's one in the trenches.
So we appreciate y'all, and we will invite y'all back because we got the draft coming up, and if you do have time, I would want y'all to look at the draft in y'all spare time because I like to critique what I see in the background of the draft. We see a lot of mothers. Do we not, Skip? We see a lot of mothers.
Will Anderson from Alabama, baby.
We see a lot of mothers there and so forth, and I want y'all to come back anytime, and we won't have dialogue about that also.
Definitely.
Okay.
And then, like I said, real quick. Okay, we'll let y'all go. We are coming out. We're going to get the schedule from Coach and find out what's the best time for us to come out. We're going to come out just to be hanging out, but when we come out to go live, we definitely want you two guys to be there first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do the interview style and get the kids some exposure that way and all that good stuff. But thank you guys again. Appreciate y'all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great one.
Thank you. All right. Damn.
Man, you walked in with it over here. That was good stuff though. And they gave you big props, big shots, Coach, because you are a great coach. What I heard from D.
Hey man, I try my best. I appreciate
Thanks,
it,
man. Your dedication.
And don't lose the game we come and see, because then it's all gonna be.
You better not. You've been undefeated for 3 years.
Shit, Skip ain't gonna let you hear the end of it.
Ooh,
You came on this
I'm gonna
show
roast
talking
his ass.
all
They gonna be
that
like,
shit.
Skip don't like him. 3 years
He waiting on this
y'all
moment.
lose when we come.
He waiting on this moment.
Listen,
No, I'm not.
listen, Coach.
No. I'm a firm believer in score as much as you can.
Hello.
Run their ass in the dirt. That's me. All that you fuck around, the flag go the wrong way, then you lose. Man, we should have scored them touchdown. No, leave no doubt.
We'll put up a 50 just for you when you come, Skip. Promise you.
Oh Lord, he gonna hold, Coach. He gonna hold you to that. Yeah.
Look, he just wrote it down in his notepad right here.
I'm glad
it's
you
locked
know.
in there.
And listen, he'll have a trophy made back there for you. You better be careful. You better
Skip
be
will
careful.
present himself with his own trophy. Just to
he'll
get
have
it.
a trophy. He'll have a trophy ready for you with Lambo something on it. Be careful what you ask for now. Because you might win. Listen, you win 49 and a half. There's goal 50. Now there's goal 50.
Oh, your ass. But no, man. Like I said, man, we Kev, Mr. who's on my other podcast, he has this saying: give people their flowers while they're here, so they can smell them. Coach Abe, you've done nothing but great stuff, man. And to hear the moms talk about you the way they have, brother, I appreciate you even more because the moms respect the work that you're doing with their children. even though it shows when y'all doing all this winning, man. But good shit, man. Because a lot of men won't put the time and effort in that you're doing. You know, going to get kids, helping pay a little bit here and there, making sure they understand life also. That's a beautiful thing, man. And keep doing what you're doing.
Well, fellas,
yes, sir.
we are going to run through, we're going to take a minute to hear from our friends at Too Fresh Transportation. When we come back, we're going to run through these NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
So get your shit ready.
Are you and your friends or family looking to have a good time? Come experience Too Fresh Transportation. They offer multiple luxurious vehicles to choose from that are super clean and COVID sanitized. With all vehicles having a wide range of seating space, a custom bar with a hookah, and an Apple and Google TV, a PlayStation 5, a removable dance pole, and a custom stereo. So remember, next time you book a ride, book Too Fresh, because Too Fresh is above the rest.
Yes. Too Fresh is above the rest. So,
man, that was beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that was beautiful, man. That was on point. To hear it from a person's point of view that's not coaching, that's pretty much relegated to the sidelines. Just y'all doing a great job, man. Y'all really are, and I can't wait to get out there and see it.
Thank y'all, ladies.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, Skip, while I got you up there, man, we are finally in round one. The play-ins are done. Your Lakers made it through, and they are up 1-0 right now.
Okay, let's back up a little bit. Somebody told me that they didn't think we were going to make the playoffs. Oh, that way. Now that we made the playoffs, they thought Ja Morant was the next coming of that ugly ass dude on the background.
Don't you do that.
Not you, Coach A. Because they thought Ja Morant was just going to score 90,000 points. Both of y'all did.
No, we didn't.
You ain't pick Memphis to beat the Lakers?
No, I didn't. I thought Minnesota. I thought Minnesota.
Oh, you picked Minnesota to beat the Lakers.
I did. I did.
We had to pick Memphis to ride with Memphis now.
No. Go ahead.
Anyway,
go ahead.
I hate to see anybody get hurt. Ja Morant hurt his hand trying to dunk on everybody, but this should be a lesson to him. Yeah, you can get up. Yeah, you can boom on people, but it's not always called for. You're hurting your team now. If your hand is fractured or anything wrong with it, they're going to hold you out because it's not worth you winning one series to get your ass beat the next series, and then you miss the whole next year. So you got to think about all of that. You know, Giannis, he strained his back, right?
We did.
Later. But anyway, Street Clothes showed up. Oh, he froze. Oh, okay. Anyway, somebody call my big man Street Clothes when he come back. Street Clothes doing the goddamn thing out there, ain't it? I told y'all, getting into the playoffs, long as he healthy when it counts, as long as he do what he has to do, we gonna be all right. Now you got pundits like Stephen A. seeing the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Now, I ain't gonna go that far. I'm a Laker fan, diehard. Don't like not another team. I don't think they can beat. Well, the Clippers are beating Phoenix now. They're really, and Paul George ain't there. So if the Clippers match up against the Lakers, I think the Lakers will beat them. I don't think they'll beat Phoenix. As ironic as that sounds. We can match up better with the Clippers than we can with Phoenix. I really believe that. Because there's nobody to account for Chris Paul. We can put LeBron on either KD or the other young man. And then we can put, what's his name, the Chinese dude? I can't think his damn name now. We can match them up if they get down low. So I don't see them beating Phoenix, but I do see them beating the Clippers. So I'm rooting for the Clippers to beat Phoenix because I don't think they'll beat the Lakers. But, you know.
Well,
And
Coach Abe, as it stands right now, the Clippers are up 1-0 over the Suns. What you think of in their next game going out? As we just heard, Skip wants the Clippers to win.
Well, I watched that game last night in its entirety, and Kawhi had a great game. First off, Westbrook was doing Westbrook stuff, not scoring, but rebounding,
everything
getting
else.
steals, getting blocked. He's played defense. He's like a guard version of Rodman last night. He was. But the biggest, even though Kawhi dominated the way he did, and like Skip said, Paul George ain't even there yet. I don't think he's scheduled to come back to the next round, maybe. So if they advance from this, if they advance to this from Phoenix, he'll play next round. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that 2-7 plays 3-6. So that means if they win, they play Golden State sack. If they win, I think 1-8 plays 4-5.
The bracket. Get the bracket. Get the bracket.
And
so we'll be playing Denver. So if we win, we'll be playing Denver then.
You'll be playing the winner of Sacramento, Golden State.
So wait a minute. Who's Denver playing?
Denver is playing
the Timberwolves.
That's the 1-8. They'll play the 4-5, who is Clippers Phoenix.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
I don't have
we're going to the Western Conference Finals then.
So,
yeah.
Right now we're talking about the West. While you went ahead and mentioned it, the damn Denver Nuggets blew out the fucking Timberwolves the other night, 109-80.
As expected. You don't know what type of you don't know what Minnesota team that's going to show up night in and night out. Not only that, the Joker is playing out of his mind all year, and the surrounding pieces. Aaron Gordon, the point guard. What's the guard name?
Jamal Murray.
Did we lose him again?
Hell yeah, we did. Go ahead.
And that goddamn dial up.
NorthSouth.net.
For real. But
what is going on the fucking day?
There you go.
Somebody's logged in on your internet with their phone.
I was gonna say, better go check with your son watching on the computer. Trading on
Wi-Fi. But yeah, and Denver's at full force because last year the guard that played along with, can't think of his name right now, the guy that played along with the Joker, he was hurt in the playoffs last year. He went off yesterday's game. Jamal Murray. So there you go again. You see what I'm saying? They have a nucleus. Denver's going to be hard to beat. I personally, we might get a 4-1. We might even get our first sweep in that series. Because you don't know what team Minnesota. I think Minnesota's in disarray because of that situation that transpired over a week ago. So we don't know who we're going to get. And then again, as Skip say, coaching in these playoffs play a part also. Go ahead.
What I will say from that Laker game, Archie Murray, I think that's his name.
That's what I'm talking about.
Austin Reeves and AD all had more points than LeBron. So technically, he was their fourth best player yesterday.
Whoa. Skirt. That's coming from a LeBron hater.
I'm not a LeBron hater.
Now, when a person of his caliber doesn't score more points than everybody else, that means they played better than him?
No.
Is that what you just said?
No, but Archie Murray played out of his mind.
Oh, okay, that's why we
Austin Reeves played out of his mind, and they were on the road. So
that's why LeBron fed them the ball.
I don't think that they'll do that every game. That's what I'm saying.
And that's when the king takes over. See, unlike Mike, where he gonna shoot anyway.
You a Mike hater? You a Mike hater?
Yeah. I ain't never liked Mike
hater.
6-0 in the finals, baby.
Okay, but what does that mean? I know some people got more rings than him. Robert Horry got 7, and he ain't shit.
6-0 in the finals.
Robert Horry got 7 rings, and he ain't shit. So tell me about Michael Jordan again. Kareem got the same shit that Mike got, but y'all.
All right, fellas, we can't get on that subject right now.
That's for another night.
Another day. Warriors Kings.
Your ass about to go.
I'm gonna call you on as soon as we get off.
Warriors Kings, fellas. This was the closest game of the weekend.
The Warriors are gonna lose. I don't think the Warriors are gonna win this series. I think this is it.
You think so, Skip?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be Sacramento.
This gonna be a hard series for both teams because Golden State can't win on the road. And now with this, and then with this added on juice that we seen on the sideline, I don't know if that's gonna make their fans a little hype or whatever. If Golden State doesn't get this missed game too, they in for some trouble because De'Aaron Fox is right now the best player on the court, in my opinion.
I think that even if they do lose game 2, Golden State can go home and tie it up. They should have won that game the other day. However, Wiggins just came back. He was a little rusty. He still played defense, but he had some wide open shots that he missed. And it could have went either way. Jordan Poole probably should have been in the game, or whatever it may be. But great game by Fox. Great game by Sacramento as a team. Period. They was at home. They were supposed to protect their home court. But I do think they can go home and tie it up.
But to rebut that stuff you said about Wiggins being rusty, he wasn't rusty enough for the coach to leave him in the game.
You're right.
So y'all quit making them excuses when they miss shots. Steph missed shots, and he's the best shooter ever. So do people say Steph should have shot 100%? Hell no. So don't do that.
Steph would have hit that open shot though. I know that.
Okay. Did Steph take the shot?
No.
Okay. So don't make no excuse because Wiggins missed, because ain't nobody never know Wiggins to be no drop dead shooter.
You a Golden State?
No, I'm a
Skip's
basketball
everything
fan.
but Lakers hater.
No, I'm a basketball fan. I don't like nothing but the Lakers. But I'm also disputing truth here. In fact,
you are.
Wiggins was rusty. Wiggins played 30 plus fucking minutes
because of his defense, not because of what he can.
He played 30 plus minutes. He contributed. So had he fucked up on the defensive end and the offensive end, then you could have said he was rusty. I'm sorry?
You was.
He was fucking up on defense too?
In rhythm, no, he wasn't. In rhythm, Wiggins been playing these last 20, however many games he missed, probably would hit that shot. That's
in game shape. He said he's not in game shape.
Don't listen, man. No.
I'm asking.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking.
Right.
Yeah.
But y'all, we none of us have never been a professional athlete, so we don't know the kind of shape that they're in or what they have to be in to do what they do. We just say when they don't do what we think they do, oh, he's not in game shape. Come on, man. You said the man played excellent on the defensive end of the court. But he missed a jump shot, so he was rusty. He can't be perfect on one end and imperfect on the other end and be rusty. Rusty is rusty. That means he would have been fucking up on the defensive end too. So don't make excuses because he didn't do what you thought he should have did. He just didn't make.
Sacramento did score 130. Sacramento did score 130. So technically, he fucking up on defense too. So yeah.
So he guard 5 players now, or he can only guard one at a time. Oh, okay. I was just checking because I know he can only guard one at a time. But anyway, go ahead, Kel.
The Nets and the God damn, every time we talk to him. The Nets and the 76ers before the Wi-Fi cuts out. Game 2's going now. Let's get him a telegram or something.
Boy, Dimitri in the chat got to speak to my homeboy.
Hey. We can all right. Well, Coach Abe, give me a
Let D go. Let D go.
I just gave it to him and he's just sitting there.
Unmute your mic.
I can't unmute you. You have to do it.
Oh, I don't know what's going on tonight. Somebody's trying to stop us from talking. We had the women on the show this evening, and we didn't got views and boy, this is off the chain here. Where are we at? Because I'm lost.
I said the Nets and the 76ers. Game 2 is going on right now, and Philadelphia is up.
My phone.
They gonna be in a dogfight, but I got Philly taking this series. But what?
Did you say dogfight? Philly and the Brooklyn?
Yeah, they're in a dogfight now.
They winning 5. Philly winning 5.
I'm saying Philly. I'm taking Philly. I'm saying they're in a dogfight in this game.
Oh, okay.
In this game, I'm talking about the game we're watching now because I know I missed some of the segment, but in these playoffs, we seen what you say. These teams are even and matching all these different series because now we just seen some people go here and take home court advantage of some of these teams. So you know, as we look at this as we go forward, Philly.
God damn.
Okay, while we got this little small break from Mr. I don't have no internet. This guy Dimitri Rouse, Coach Abe, he's the South Florida version of you. Okay. He very well could have played pro basketball. And he, you know, injuries and whatnot, then he ended up going to the military and he went back home. And he created a whole phenomenon in South Florida. I'm from a smaller town called Okeechobee. Yeah. And he started this thing called Chobee Nation. And now they have like this following that, you know, he created this buzz about them and got these athletes to come back and play and everything else. And then for, you know, once he got all that stuff rolling, he stepped back and let the younger guys up under him take it over and run it. So Coach Rouse, if you are listening, man, I don't know how long you've been here, but we've been talking with Coach Abe about pretty much the same things you've done, and he's still doing it. Well, we'll get you on. We're gonna get you on one night. I ain't gonna get off topic. We got to get you on here. But back to what D was saying about. Go ahead, D. You back? Make everybody put their electronics down so you can stay on. That goddamn 2 gigabyte internet you got.
Go do your homework, man. I'm trying to use the internet.
Go, D.
Yeah, like I was saying, in this playoff series that we're looking at right now, we got a lot of stuff that's, you know, the matchups are kind of evenly matched besides this Brooklyn Philly series because we got multiple all-stars on that Philly team, so they just you know, run through them. I think they can sweep them. I don't see them winning the game. Brooklyn, no, I do not. No, I do not.
Hey, Coach Rouse, hit that subscribe button, man. That way, every time we go live on Monday nights, it'll let you know. That way, you know, you can click on or whatever.
There's a little
Please hit
bell
that
up
subscribe
there.
button.
You just click that, and you should hear a little ding. Hey, man.
Did we touch on the other games? Did I miss anything?
If you would slow down, Turbo. God damn.
I just asked a question.
We talked about everything but Denver. No, we talked about Denver, Minnesota too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed it.
We talked about everything in the West, and now we're moving through the East.
Okay.
Next.
So let D go first. We gonna lose him again.
Knicks and the Cavs, man. The Knicks got it by 4 points, 101-97.
Surprisingly, did you know, Skip? That's the first road playoff win for the Knicks since 1999.
Well, shit, they ain't really been in the playoffs, so
I mean,
it ain't no big deal. It ain't
so
like
that's their first win. That's an intriguing series. Like I told you, I picked Cleveland as one of my dark horses in this playoffs, and I think that's going to be a dog fight. It might go 6.
There you go. He going again.
6 games. He said, y'all heard his opinion here.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go 6 games also, but I like the Knicks. The boy, the point guard with the
Jalen Brunson.
Boy,
baller.
He is balling. I'm talking about like he's fighting for some money here, the way he playing. And then, you know, Julius Randle gonna do what Julius Randle gonna do. So I don't see Cleveland winning this series unless they stop Brunson. But you know, hey, crazy things have happened. So
I agree with you, Skip. Brunson looked like the best player probably in the series the other day.
Period.
And on the times he was scoring the biggest baskets, Mitchell was guarding him. He wasn't guarding Mitchell on the other end, but Mitchell took it upon himself to guard Brunson, and Brunson was busting his ass.
But you know what Brunson showed him? I don't give a damn how good you are offensively. Don't mean you can stop me because I'll fly by your ass. And that's what Brunson did. Showed him. You ain't quick enough to guard me, buddy. Your offense don't translate to your defense. Not everybody. You know, there's only certain players like a Kobe and a Mike, you know, and players like that. Their offense, they play better defense, just as good defense they do offense. He just showed you that you can't guard every goddamn body. He was going in the lane on him, pulling up on him the whole nine. So, yeah, I like
before you cut out. D, before you cut out. Heat and the Bucks, man. I think that was one of the surprises right there.
Only because he got hurt.
Y'all, if Giannis wouldn't have got hurt, but this Miami has shown us this the last couple of years. What have happened? They can shoot well and they can shoot the lights out, and then they have a game where they go cold. But you know what always happens? Skip, Tyler Hero seems to get hurt every playoff year. Now he has a broken hand. I don't think now don't get me wrong. Okay, we argue say Miami might have a better bench than Milwaukee. Now if Giannis don't come back, and I'm just talking about the Duncan Robinson, Kevin Love, and the other guy on the bench over there. They got some firepower over there. Not on the defensive side of the ball, but they do got some scoring firepower. But I think Milwaukee, man, Giannis is a focal point of what they do up there defensively and offensively. You can't lose that all-star MVP type caliber player and win this series. Not the way how Jimmy Butler plays down here on a consistent basis.
Right.
And Tyler Hero just broke his hand as well.
Yeah,
That's
Rashawn, what's up? But now watch this. I'm gonna say this here, and it's gonna make both of y'all mouth drop. They can beat the Miami Heat without Giannis. If it's to the point where he just needs rest, they can beat the Miami Heat without Giannis, especially now that Tyler Hero is done. All they got is Jimmy Butler, and not taking them from Bam and the rest of them. But Jimmy Butler is their offense. So, focus on him. Deny him. Make him work. Then his defense will fall off because they got to concentrate on his offense. Coach it. They got a good enough team to beat Miami, in my opinion.
I agree, Skip, to a certain extent. I don't know about a series, but maybe definitely a game or two. He looked like he hurt his back pretty bad. Going to Miami is gonna be tough. Miami's scrappy as hell, man. They got a good ass coach. They play some gritty ass defense, and they just if Jimmy Butler, they just ISO that shit. That's what they'll do. So, but Coach Bud has to make some adjustments, especially if Giannis is gonna be out.
Yeah,
because if he's out for an extended period of time, game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4.
It could swing the series. You're right. Well, the series is already strong.
Yes,
they got.
And then with a back injury and that traveling back and forth and so forth, that causes issues with basketball play.
They also have the best medical staff that money can buy.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
that is true.
We've seen people go out there with swollen ankles and just keep playing. Willis Reed did it with the knees. I mean, the medical staff wasn't as good then as it is now. So, yeah, if it's something that they can stretch out and cortisone shot him up or whatever they got to be, yeah, it's worth it.
Well, Coach Abe, I saved the last one just for you. The Atlanta Hawks damn near forgot they had a game on Saturday, but they went in there and played the Celtics. I think I looked at one point, they were down by like 40.
Somebody in this chat said that the Hawks was going to give the Celtics a hell of a series.
No, I didn't.
I can see.
I called him in the play-in and said,
"Wait, time out."
Let me finish. You picked them in the play-in and said that you'd rather see them play Boston than the team they beat.
That's all I said. I didn't say they're gonna give them a hell of a fight.
So you just rather see them get mollywopped every damn game?
Listen, I just told you they were gonna beat Miami. I didn't tell you they were gonna beat Boston. I picked Boston to go to the finals. So I know damn well.
I love the Hawks. I love the Hawks. I'm a diehard Atlanta fan, everything, but just being realistic, we may get game 3. And that'll be about it. Just being honest.
Smart man. He don't let his fandom overrule his common sense.
Nah,
like the Cowboy fans do. Like them Cowboy fans do. Had it been a Cowboy fan,
so fucking uncalled for.
They'll be in the Super Bowl.
So fucking uncalled for. The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Shut up! Do a goddamn thing. You go drag my ass in. Well, hey man, we only got one last thing to talk about here.
Yeah, well, let's get to it.
It is a big one. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis is this Saturday night. As we know, the 23-0 Ryan Garcia takes on the 28-0 Gervonta Davis. Now, both of these dudes got a shit ton of knockouts. 28-26 for Tank Davis, and I believe only 19 knockouts for Ryan Garcia.
I don't think Ryan has fought the caliber of fighter that Tank has fought. Number one. Not that Ryan's not a good fighter.
No, you look so sad with this internet messing up. I'm sorry, to interrupt this.
I'm gonna upgrade this shit in the morning.
Y'all got fiber out here yet?
Anyway, back to Ryan Garcia. Not saying he's not a good fighter, not whatsoever. And I'm gonna compare this to something. And y'all tell me how wrong I am or how right I am. Remember when? Because y'all know Floyd is older than Manny. Remember when Manny was whooping everybody with all them losses? I think he had 3 losses before he fought Floyd. Remember when he was whooping everybody's ass and they kept saying, oh, why Floyd won't fight him? Well, hype needed to be built, and it just wasn't. They couldn't make the contract happen. This is pretty much the same thing, and I think Ryan is stepping up into the big leagues, and he ain't never been hit, in my opinion. Now, Tank is taking some punches. We've seen it. I don't think Ryan has been bloodied. He gonna get bloodied Saturday night. D done lost. We done lost D again.
I'm going Tank.
Hey, we gonna get it. We gonna go
Tank. I can't predict a round knockout or if it'll go the distance, but I'm definitely going Tank.
I don't see this fight going the distance. I with the amount of knockouts and the knockout power that both of them have.
Yeah, somebody
either one of two things is gonna happen. Either we gonna see another situation like we did in that, and I know I'm jumping to UFC, but Carlos Esparza and Rose Namajunas, where both of them knew they had the power, but they was just dancing around each other in the whole ring for 25 minutes. So it's either gonna go that way, or one of these dudes is knocking each other the fuck out.
Well, it's gonna be a knockout. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go so far as to say this: Ryan is gonna get hit. And he's going to dance away, and he's going to try to set up a shot. And Tank is going to pressure him and beat his body up, and that's when they're going to stop the fight. I don't think I want to see a knockout, but I think it's going to be a stoppage from damage. That's what I see. Because Ryan is taller, and he would have the reach to hug him and pull him to him, but he's going to try his damnedest to hit him with a shot and realize this dude is a lot better than what I gave him credit for. Deontay Wilder didn't give the Gypsy King credit, and he boxed the shit out of Deontay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't about power. He just boxed the shit out of it.
And that's why I'll take Tank, because I feel like just overall Tank is a better boxer.
Yes.
And I feel like Tank gonna get it done.
D, what you got, man? Before we lose you, the clock, the countdown has started.
Hey,
so I done came off that tablet. I'm going with Gervonta Davis. I gotta agree with Skip was saying also. I think Garcia is probably the better technical fighter, but as far as power, Gervonta Davis
he just doesn't have what Tank has.
Tank got that one hit a quitter. And I'm talking about meaning on that chin, light to go out or in that gut. I think Garcia will try to outfight and outpoint Davis. But it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to come feel that pain. And this is the biggest money fight of the year, I would say, in the boxing realm. And I got Tank. Skip, I'm about to go off on a limb. Tank about 6 or 7. I don't think it's going to go all 12. If it does, because Tank usually starts slow to me in the last couple of fights. And then he going to catch around about the 5th, 6th round with that one hit a quarter, and then it's all over. Because the last couple of fights, Tank doesn't show me the jab, slipping the jab, and you know what I'm saying, the 1-2 combos and so forth. He's loading up for that one hit a quarter.
Yeah, he tries to walk through the jabs. That's what the dude Rolly he just whooped. He tried to walk through that dude's jabs, and he was tagging his ass. And that's why I say Ryan can't do that. I don't think his jab is strong enough. His jab to me is not as strong as what Rolly's was, and that's where we could say we saw Tank get tested. The one dude he hit with the uppercut and he knocked him out in the corner. That dude was tagging the shit out of Tank.
Yes.
And it was like, okay, I'm gonna take that and bow. That's where I think, like Dimitri Rouse said in the comments, he gonna beat Garcia's body up. He already told him, so it's right there in his face. He gonna beat his body up. Yeah, and they gonna stop the fight. I think they're gonna stop the fight.
But see, even that fight before Roller, like we was talking about, that guy was outpointing Tank. I want to say the fight here in Atlanta, that guy was outpointing him too. Far as rounds, I think, and if you remember, this is the first time I seen when Floyd was down. That's when here in Atlanta, where Floyd was down on the floor in his corner, and Tank kept asking, "What's the scorecard? What's the scorecard?" Because he was getting outboxed. He was getting outboxed. And again, a great boxer will always be a slugger. If they can stand there and 1-2 him and 1-2 him, that's what made Floyd so successful over the years. Floyd had knockout power in his younger years, but as he got older and he started learning that sweet science of boxing and started thinking, wait a minute, I ain't got to get in and bruise with you. I can combination you all the way deaf and go all 12, give these people their money, and I still win. I go to the club tonight with no bruises on my face.
He did that. I was just going to say, because Floyd was a knockout fighter. In the first, 20 fights of his career, he was putting the pain to the ass, but he had brittle hands. He was breaking his hands every other fight. So he had to fight a different style, and he adapted quickly. But
Well, hey, man, let's go ahead and start. I feel like D ain't had enough time here in the last part of the show. D, give me your last take, man.
Listen, by the grace of God, I get to go next week. I have some footage maybe for y'all or whatever. We're going to see the Hawker game, see this game 4 Sunday, and see what's going on. We got some nice seats, and we get to see what's going on behind the bench, and might get some live shots for y'all. I want to say thank you to the ladies, the Lambo mom, Rare Breed mom, Oni, Miss Antoinette. We really appreciate y'all coming on, man. I like the interaction. We needed that coach, my brother for life. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Well said. Well said.
We didn't get to talk about Lamar Jackson, so let me touch on it real quick. Jalen Hurts signed a contract today with $179 million guaranteed and whatever else it was. He's making 4 years, I think $51 million a year, makes him the highest paid quarterback, highest paid player, period. And then all the pundits came on ESPN and said what Lamar Jackson should do and shouldn't do, what he should take and shouldn't take, because Jalen Hurts is now the standard setter because he's been to one Super Bowl. Y'all sit your ass down. If Lamar Jackson had what Jalen Hurts had, they would have a Super Bowl. So to say what he should settle for because somebody else settled for it, it doesn't make sense to me. So I've heard here recently before we came on air that the Ravens have offered him $200 million. It hasn't been verified. I've been checking ESPN all night. Nobody said nothing about it. But if they offered him $200 million guaranteed, and it's within the $45 to $50 million per year range, we'll see him in practice this week. But other than that, man, stick to your guns. They're gonna have to pay you. There you go.
I want to just piggyback on what's about Jalen Hurts. Lamar, get you an agent, bro. It's like I feel like if he had an agent, all of this would be done by now. Whether he played last season, missed 5 games, or whatever, get you an agent. These big businesses like the NFL are not going to let you negotiate for yourself. You're going to have to hire somebody who has the expertise in that, who has relationships throughout the league with owners, with GMs, with whatever. Just get you an agent, bro, because you can't really conduct this business by yourself. And you've seen what's happening. You've done more than Hurts, well, besides playing the Super Bowl, and Hurts got his money. Regardless on who Hurts got, a receiver, anything like that, he ain't played for 2 years with Philly, and he got his money. So Lamar, just get you an agent, bro, and let's move on with this. They giving you Odell, they trying to, make you stay. They want you to get in the building. You never know what negotiations can come once you get in the building. It's no saying that when you sign that tender, y'all still can't work on a deal. But I feel like you need an agent, and that's it.
But if he real quick, Kev, But if he signs a tender, that's more reason for them to wait till the end of the year. If he signs a tender and shows up, now they can fine him if he doesn't play. So he can't hold out. He loses leverage by doing that. But go ahead, Kev.
Well, I haven't done a last take in a couple of weeks, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight, everybody who joined the conversation in the chat, whether you were on the screen with us. We appreciate you. If I am not mistaken, I believe tonight was our biggest broadcast. So thank you for making that possible, people. We want to keep doing this. We want to keep bringing you content every week. We enjoy talking sports. We enjoy talking shit. Now, everybody, Mr. D's Sealing Titty, thank you for tuning in. We will be back here next Monday at 8 p.m. We hope
All right, Coach Rouse.
see you. Coach Abe, we appreciate you.
Thank
Shout
y'all.
out to the Maddies that were with us tonight, the mama daddies. Until next time, folks.
Yeah, we had a good show.
Cold and shit, yeah. Keep
Coach Abe, don't leave. Don't leave, Coach Abe.
Keep your beer cold and your wings lemon pepper, people. We out.
All right. Man, look, that was beautiful, man.